Hey, what's going on, guys? So it is a beautiful day and it's early morning. I want to have a cup of coffee, and instead of making one inside, I decided to come out and try this. This is the pour over coffee, the Kuju I guess pods, I don't know what you'd call these, that we got in the BATTLBOX. So I'm interested in trying this. Like I said, this is supposed to taste like oak, chocolate, and honey. Those are like the key tasting notes, if you will, and I don't know if that's BS or not. We're gonna see if it's good. Alright, but instead of just boiling water inside, I thought it'd be more fun just do a little camp thing. So grabbed a little bit of gear here. I have the tiny little solo stove, so we're going to feed in some kindling to that. I do have a fire starting plug and a ferro rod. Alright, so we'll try that as far as getting this fire started. However, what was I going to say? I lost my, my train of thought there. However, what? Oh yes, it was pouring rain yesterday for probably 3 hours in the late evening, and then again this morning for about an hour and a half or so. So a lot of the kindling I have, you know, I mean I live in the woods, so this is all branches and stuff, dead stuff that blew off in storms, but it was wet all night, so we'll see how well this works. All right, so got a big old fat ferro rod. We're gonna break this open, a little pad. All right, this is like a wax plug. I like these a lot for fire starting, although, you know, pretty much anything would work. You don't necessarily have to have fire starters. If it wasn't raining all night, be able to go find a bird's nest. In a real emergency, there's tons of real bird's nests around here, but obviously it's not an emergency for me, so I don't want to go disturb some bird's nest just for a fun video. All right, so if we see if we can get this started with our ferro rod. All right, you guys get a good shot of that. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start it down here, and then I'll lift it up in there. There we go. Okay. So my kindling, so throwing that in there. So yeah, the sun is out today, making up for the storms lately. And I'm ready for some coffee. I do like this little solo stove. I don't even know if they make this small anymore. I know people get them for like their backyards, like massive barrels, which are super expensive for no reason. Well, I shouldn't say no reason. I don't know the exact, you know, production cost to make stuff like this, but they're expensive. That's all I know. But I don't even remember where I got this, the original small one here. But it works. It works well. I have no issues with it at all. I don't use it all that often because I have so many different, you know, rocket stoves and different style of camp type stoves, and I like to, you know, move around and try different things. So this one doesn't get a whole lot of use, but that's why I grabbed it today, because it's been a while since I actually used it. Now just for some reference, I use this a lot whenever I've been, you know, camping. This is a little collapsible, you know, basically filter holder, you know, for coffee. So you pop it up. There's two holes in the bottom, excuse me, and you put your standard coffee filter in there. You fill it with your coffee grounds, pour over boiling water. This goes directly over your cup. This works really well for just single, nice, strong cup of coffee. Obviously, if you have multiple people with you, it's a little bit of a pain because you make one cup, then you have to obviously start the process over. I like this thing. There's nothing wrong with it at all. In fact, it does get used a lot when I go camping. But we're trying this. So while I let that fire go, let me put a little bit more kindling in there. Oop, not that one. That one's way rotten and wet. So make sure we get our fire nice and hot before we start here with our water. You see this stuff is pretty wet, so I'm getting lots of smoke. I'm not getting a whole lot of flame. I might have to restart this guy. Well, you know what? Let me pop in the other plug. I grabbed 2 of them, so we'll see if we can get some more flame that gets this stuff hotter, because, like I said, it is pretty wet. It's definitely not ideal kindling. Oh, there we go. It's drying out now a little bit as I'm unrolling this plug. Get some of this stuff on top here. Make sure we get that nice and hot. So that's what happens, of course, right? Your kindling gets all wet. That initial heat is just basically drying out before it can burn, but if you don't get your fire going, it's not going to get hot enough and it's never going to burn. Push that down in there a little bit. I'll add a little bit more. Some of these bigger sticks. I'll make a fire. A little firebug. A little pyro. Alright, when I do camp stuff, I mean, this is always the most fun part. Clearly, I could have just boiled some water over my stove, but I decided to do this instead because it's fun. The smell of burning wood is exciting for some reason. Alright, let's move this out of the way so it doesn't heat up for no reason. Alright, so let's check one of these out here. Looks like we have little pods. There are 6 of them. Alright. It says ethically sourced pour over coffee, single serve. What's inside? A filter plus ground coffee, just add water. Base camp blend, medium roast. Alright, so there are the instructions. Take the top off, puff the thing out, put it on the edge of your cup, pour over the water and enjoy. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Smells good. I love coffee grinds. Alright, so how's this thing? These wings come out, and that just sits on your cup. Now I have a pretty wide little camp cup here. Let's see. Is this going to work like that? Yeah, actually that works totally fine. That's nice. And actually, because it's wider like that, it's really hugging on there. I mean, that's cool. Alright, so the top, it says open. Okay. Supposed to peel this open? Okay, I might have done this prematurely because I still have to boil my water. But there you go. Pretty simple, right? Alright, let's leave that in the background there. Now I gotta push my fire down a little bit so I can put the cap on and start getting our water going. Okay. And actually I have to move this in place because it is not level. One bit. Is that gonna work? No. Gotta make sure we're level. Last thing I want to do is just tip over. That'd be stupid. Alright, that's fairly level. Alright, so we're supposed to use 8 ounces of water. So this cup does have measuring points in it. So we'll go 8 ounces. Well, a little bit over. Just a hair over so we can leave room for boiling. Right. Put that on top. And put a little lid on. now we wait. Right, the wait. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I could definitely go for a cup of coffee right now. I'm really interested again about that that flavor. So we have an opening on the side of the stove here. So I'm going to go ahead and keep feeding in some sticks here to keep the fire nice and hot. See how long it'll take for our water to boil. I'm thinking like maybe 10 minutes or so, maybe a touch longer, just depends. Alright, so hang on, let me get you off the tripod here for a second. I'll show you this a little better. Right. So there's a little hole here, or opening I should say, on the side. So I can feed in some wood. Alright, while this guy is still boiling, I'll have to disturb or agitate the cup there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna wait. We get some hot water for that. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, it's been 5 minutes, so I've just been feeding in more fuel, so this is nice and hot. Because I only have 8 ounces, this is simmering already after 5 minutes, so it's almost at boiling point. Now this package here does show to get the water to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. The boiling point of H2O is 212, I believe. So once it boils, you're obviously hot enough to start brewing coffee. So yeah, it says brew time is 2 minutes. So once I pour this, I will put a timer on just to see what 2 minutes does. However, it does say that you can leave it longer, obviously, if you want stronger coffee. I love strong coffee, so I will probably just leave it longer. So let's see, where are we at? About 6 minutes in. We have some steam already, so we're definitely getting there. And I'll probably give this another 2 minutes. I want like a roiling boil. So the water's rolling. It's roaring, I suppose, in some sense, right? But I don't know. I think it's rolling, a rolling boil. So yes, I'm interested, very interested. Let's get another sniff on this coffee. Smells good. I mean, all coffee kind of smells good, right? I've never smelled bad coffee unless it's stale. You know, like really old coffee grinds. Then it just kind of smells muted. It kind of smells stale. It just smells like coffee. But, you know, since I like coffee, it's all good. Alright, we there yet? Yeah, we're boiling. Alright, so might as well just go ahead and do this right here. So, take our cup off. I'm going to carefully... Whoop. Put that back on for a second. Make sure that bar is all the way forward. Make sure this is stable. I don't want to spill boiling water on myself. Alright, so here we go. Okay. Interesting, it's making coffee. Hold on a second though, because I have to stabilize my cup. It's not going to tip over. Alright, there we go. Okay. Obviously I'm not pouring the whole thing in there. I don't want the grinds to spill over. That would be unfortunate, because then you'd have grinds in your coffee. And then you don't need any of this stuff. You could just pour water, boiling water over loose grinds. Alright. So far, I think I might have spilled a little over there. So far I can say that I don't like, and I don't know why I thought this would be any different, but I don't like that I have to pour it in batches. You know, it'd be better if it was a bigger filter that holds the whole 8 ounces. So yeah, if I thought about it for a second, logic would have let me know that it's not just going to pour right through. It has to obviously soak into the beans, and, you know, it leaks out slowly. I mean, 8 ounces is not all that much water. So I'm having to do this in shifts. Not the end of the world. But again, the whole point of these pods is the convenience of not having to carry filters and not having to carry, you know, a holder for those filters, like I just showed you, that silicone one I have. Although I do have like a really rugged French press that solves all that problem too. It just takes up a lot more space. In fact, last time I went camping, that's exactly what I used. This wonderful, big, rugged, you know, durable French press that was all steel, and it worked wonderfully. Just threw the grounds in there, poured the boiling water in, and when it was all done, just push the rod down, you know, and it pushes everything through the filter. Alright, and I forgot to set the timer. So I'm going to assume by the time I'm done pouring the rest of this in here, it'll have been the 2 minutes steeping time. So still a little dribble left. I need one more little go at this. The mosquito is eating my leg while I'm filming. Little bugger. Coffee looks good and dark though. I like that. So the filter is still kind of filled. And you know, you can, I don't know if you see in there, but it's dripping. It's slowly doing its thing in there. Alright. And that's it. That's the last of my 8 ounces of water. So, yeah. Rocket stove still burning, doing its thing. And it's nice and hot, although it's not cold out here. I particularly like this in the fall when it's chilly, and especially in the early winter. So when you're sitting around a fire and things are hot, it's actually really comforting and cozy and warm, but right now it's kind of hot out and early. So the extra heat's not extra fun. Alright, so, come on coffee pod, finish up there for me. So, I suppose if I agitate it, that's going to do anything? I don't think so. In fact, I just messed up the wings. Get that to hook on one side and hook on the other and support itself. I shouldn't have touched it. It was at this point he knew he messed up. Alright, well, we're almost done anyway. I'm going to give this a little squeeze-a-roo. Get that last little bit out. Of course, actually, I mean, obviously I'm doing this one-handed. Hang on. If I hold these wings together like this, then I can use that to kind of squeeze out the last little bit of coffee juice. Alright, so there you have it. We have our spent filter, which I'm not sure, like if you're out camping, or I don't know, you're supposed to throw that in garbage, you throw that in the woods, biodegradable. I mean, the coffee grinds are fine, the filter's probably fine. I don't know how long. I mean, it's just paper. Maybe that's the whole idea. I don't know 100%, so I'm going to throw it in the regular garbage. But now the taste test. Of course, the coffee is screaming hot. It is nice and dark. All right. Cheers. It's actually a really good temperature. Okay, so I get the chocolate. There's a little bit of that dark chocolate flavor in there. It is, even though it's a medium roast, it really tastes like a dark roast. Maybe it's because of the steeping time. Although I don't think you could have done this faster than I just showed, because as you saw, you have to wait for little spurts of water to actually run through the entire, set of grinds and the filter. So I think that's as quick as you can go. And if you don't like dark coffee, you probably won't like this because it's pretty dark. So yeah, I mean, up front, that chocolate taste is definitely there. Let me get another sip. Does taste good. I do love coffee black. I do not taste any honey. I get the oak thing. It's not like straight up oak, like if you're smoking a cigar or something, you get those oaky tones, or that flavor of oak is really distinct. This is just subtle, woodsy type flavor, but the chocolate's there. Dark chocolate, by the way. Nothing sweet about it, like cocoa flavor. It's not like you're having a candy bar or anything. But yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I'll obviously save these and use them. I'll wait for a camp setting to use these. And that'll be my coffee. Interesting. Yeah, I like it. It's good coffee. It's good quality coffee. The system's, like I said, I don't know why I thought you're just going to pour it through the whole time, and then the whole 8 ounces is just going to dump through it. Clearly, I didn't think about that enough. It obviously has to soak before it can start doing the drip thing. So that's just a little inconvenient, I suppose. You know, is this going to be better than, like I said, having some kind of a, you know, grabbing a couple filters and something like this? It's about the same. Honestly, it's just, you know, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. The whole biodegradable, what do they say? Environmentally friendly. Let's see. Interesting. Founded by 2 brothers. That's nice. I like that. Little family business. Alright. Proud to support the National Park Foundation. That's also cool. Made out in San Francisco. Yeah. Hang on. I'm on an itch fest because the mosquitoes have just been having a buffet while I'm sitting here. Oh, ethically sourced. That's what it is. Ethically sourced, recyclable filter, nitro flushed for freshness, made with wind power. I mean, the whole wind power thing, I'm not going to get into a whole rant right now during a video on coffee, but that doesn't mean anything to me at all. Anyway, that's all. Rocket stove, rocket stove, the solo stove, excuse me, is awesome. The coffee is awesome. I really do like it. I was really hoping to get that honey flavor. I thought that'd be the hardest to kind of pull off naturally with beans, and I guess it is because I didn't taste any honey at all, but the chocolate oak thing, I get. It's decent coffee. I dig it. So anyway, that's all. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.